Beat of the Bronx, a Yankee podcast with Russ Lichty. Today's episode is brought to you by Your Bronx Dentist. Come meet Dr. Rebbe and his team at two convenient locations in the Norwood and Throgs Neck sections of the Bronx. Schedule your next appointment at yourbronxdentist.com. And now, here's Russ.
What is up? Hello, everybody. How's it going? Happy Thursday. It's been a while. It's been a while since we did a podcast here, about 8 weeks too long now, and just felt it was the right time to hop back into it here. I've been doing my videos. If you can follow me on Twitter. I've been tweeting everything. Everything has been business as usual for the page here, and but not for the podcast. It's been about 8 weeks, and in between the time I was planning on recording episode 30, like we said, it's been a while now. Had a not an accident, but my back kind of blew up. Long story short, it's been a long time. I've had a bad back since my high school days, really, and been kind of living with it, learned to live with it, and just out of nowhere, last week of June or so, just I don't even remember at this point, but I want to say it was like the Saturday. It was the Saturday before I was going to work, because as you guys know, I work on Sundays. I want to say it was the 27th of June, something like that. But it's been 8 weeks now. 3 herniated discs, pinched nerve, and the pinched nerve is really kicking my ass, if you want to say. I haven't been able to work, but as you've noticed. If you noticed on my videos, a lot of them have been home or in the car. If you're wondering why, I'm doing, okay. We're getting better. It's long road ahead. Physical therapy 2 times a week. It's just long story short. If you have back problems, take care of them. Any type of injury problems or pain you're dealing with, don't ignore it. Trust me, don't ignore it. But I'm doing okay. It's the long road ahead, and but luckily I'm still good enough to be able to talk to you guys. I've been trying to enjoy the Yankee games here. Now it's been 50 games since our last episode of the Beat of the Bronx here on June 17th. The Yankees are 22 and 28 during that span. They are thanks to StatMuse. They are 5th in runs scored in that time frame, 242, and that's behind Toronto, Boston, Seattle, and so for the American League, the Yankees lead the pack with 82 home runs, while Seattle's a close second of 81, and they are 17 runs behind Boston, who also leads with extra base hits. Now the Yankees have the most home runs here. Definitely have the most home runs, but Boston leads with the extra base hits in that 50 game time frame here. A lot of doubles from Boston, but Yankees are also, like we said, 17 in behind in extra base hits, even with having the most home runs. And the Blue Jays, Mariners, Marlins, Red Sox, Astros, and Guardians all have put together solid performances through those 50 game spans, as you can see. With the way the wild card is shaping up now, especially Yankees are 3 games behind Seattle, 1.5 behind Boston, and 1 game up on Cleveland now. With Texas 3.5 games and Kansas City 4 games behind them. So getting since the last time we spoke, it's been getting real crowded here. The Yankees have had their ups and downs. Judge has gotten hurt, come back. Luis Heel has made his comeback. Clark Schmidt has had his Tommy John surgery. And, Yankees are just trying to find a way to get some wins here. With the 41 games to go, it's, and then with the 41 games, they gotta try to get here to the 88 or even 90 win mark. And that's just, just saying, based off of what the Yankees need to do here. Now, they would definitely need to get some, close to 88 wins, and with the 41 games to go, they'd have to win 24 of those 41 games at best, and that gives them a record of 24-17, and that would put them at the 88 win mark here, and that would hopefully, not even guaranteeing them a playoff spot, but you would think around 88, 90 wins is what they would have to get here, and we're almost there. And since it's fresh in our minds now, they couldn't get the sweep of the Twins last night. If you saw my video from a little earlier this morning, I mean, I don't want it to come across as if I was defending Aaron Boone, but I can understand why, coming back-to-back days, giving it to Yerry De Los Santos. Like we said, he only gave up 3 earned runs in his last 12 outings, dating back to the end of May 30th and 31st, where he gave up, May 30th, he gave up 2 earned runs, and then on the 26th of June, he gave up an earned run in between there. But Yerry has been very, very good, and it wasn't the first time he's pitched in back-to-back nights in that span, back-to-back games. And one of the better relievers, I look at it as just, the Yankees won. It's a tie game in the 6th inning. Cam Schlittler, I thought, could have came out for another inning. He only had about 85 or 86 pitches, but he didn't. Booney took him out, went to Yerry, and then the tie game, I should say, was blown. Waiting pretty much all series for Keishel and Cody Clemens, Luke Keishel and Cody Clemens to come through. They were 2 of the guys we spoke about on my videos of who we have to look out for this series, and they did damage last night. But hey, Yankees were 0 for 6 runners in scoring position. The lone run came off the solo home run off the bat of Cody Bellinger. And like we always say, you can't win if you don't score runs. I know, it's easy. It's easy to say Aaron Boone, blew that game yesterday, but with the decision he made. But like we said, with Yerry De Los Santos pitching well as of late, I mean, I took it as that he's trying to get him. It's a tie game. I mean, Mark Leiter later came in. I mean, maybe you could have went to Doval or Weaver in that case with the tie game, but he didn't. He went with Yerry De Los Santos, and I think it was because trying to give him a little bit more of a higher leverage situation here for Yerry, which he's deserved. He's been one of the better pitchers out of the bullpen even before the trade deadline. Even with him going up and down, he's been one of the better pitchers out of the bullpen pretty much most of the season here now. So I have no problem with giving him, that higher leverage situation. But when it doesn't work out, it's easy to say, oh, you could have did this, you could have did that. But Aaron Boone's not up there, hitting, scoring runs, 0 for 6 runners in scoring position, just not going to get it done. But it's August 14th here, and we're still talking about managerial decisions, mismanaging the bullpen, if you want to say. But a lot of everyone, you can get frustrated with how things are going, but it's not just what the manager's doing. A lot of it has to do with it, but the team themselves has to perform. And just as of late, they're just not doing that. They're just really not doing that. And it tells you a night just like last night where they could have gained a little ground, hitting here, little ground with with all the losses of the Red Sox, Mariners, Blue Jays, and losing last night, and Cleveland also losing. They could have gained some ground on the teams that they're close with, but Seattle has been scorching hot. Even with the recent acquisition of Eugenio Suarez, who hasn't really been doing much, but Seattle has been pretty much right there with the Yankees, and even better at some points. And a lot of these clubs have been right there with the Yankees. Is it that we know the Yankees are floundering a little bit here, struggling this June swoon. The June swoon has went into July and now even into August. But things are starting to turn around here. We should. As they're telling us, Judgy should be playing, hopefully be playing the field, this upcoming weekend against St. Louis. And we've seen Giancarlo out in right field for the first time in a really long time, and looking pretty good out there. That foul ball yesterday kind of held your breath a little bit, but all in all, Big G has been doing okay. In the outfield, unfortunately, Jason Dominguez now has been the odd man out here, and you know how we feel if you've been following me, saying how he has to play every day, which he isn't. Um, he hasn't been playing every day, which I think is kind of stunting his growth a little bit here. But it is it is what it is. The managerial decisions are what they are. It's not just Booney, as Clint Frazier reiterated in his podcast, and that stuff with the manager and the analytic team doing the lineups together. That's been going on for a long time. That's been going on for a long time, but doesn't make the team perform on the field. And when a push comes to shove, no matter who's out there, no matter what the lineup is, no matter what the managerial decision is to who to bring in from the bullpen, it's a Yankee on the mound, it's a Yankee in the batter's box, and they have to perform. That's it. That's it. Plain and simple. Baseball is a simple game, should be simplified. The winner, who is the one who scores more runs than the other. The object of the game on defense and when you're on the mound pitching is to stop the opposition, which is the hitter, from scoring runs and gaining 90 feet, 3 times in order to score a run. So very simple. But baseball has turned into a more complex game. That's a different story here. But 41 games to go. Yankees got to win at least, in my opinion, to get to that 88 win mark. They have to win at least 24 of them, and we'll see how it goes here. Weekend series in St. Louis. 2 games set after an off day. After that, the off day on Monday after this series, they have the 2 games against Tampa Bay at George M. Steinbrenner Field. Then the big 4-game set against the Red Sox at home at Yankee Stadium. So crunch time now. Now, in the middle of this month of August now, real crunch time. And the standings don't lie. The standings tell it all. The Yankees just got to win ball games, plain and simple. Lately, that's been a challenge. That has been a challenge. We've learned why Paul Goldschmidt didn't come in yesterday, pinching for Austin Wells. He's dealing with, type of knee strain here. Will he be going on the injured list? We'll find out. Will he be playing in the upcoming series in St. Louis? We'll find out. But still kind of early today. Nothing has really come out any news-wise, and as the Yankees usually do on off days, we probably won't hear much of a roster move or nothing for Goldie. But the Orioles will be playing the Mariners in a little over an hour or so. That's a 1:00 game. The Blue Jays will be taking on the Cubbies at 3, and the Marlins will be taking on the Guardians. Those are a few of the few games on the slate today. But like we said, the Yankees just have to win some games here. It's just plain and simple, and just got to play better. The pitching woes, how starting pitchers haven't been going deep into games. Finally getting to the Will Warren do it a few times since the last time we spoke. Luis Gil coming back. He was one of those pitchers to record out in the 6th inning. Rodon had his longest outing in a while. His last one out there, and hopefully Max Fried can start coming around too and pitching as he did early in the season. Now I know it's August. These guys, I'm sure beat up, tired just like every other team. But just with this extra wild card team now, we knew right off the bat, the beginning of the season it was going to be tough down the stretch. We thought Boston was going to be better, and they surged late. Now here they are. But mainly, just got to win games, win most of these games. If they, can just try to take 2 out of 3 at least versus St. Louis. Got to take those 2 games versus Tampa, and just give it your all next weekend. But against Boston, I know it's August now. We still have the whole month of September to go. But this race here is getting really, really crowded, and it's not just the Yankees. The Yankees aren't the only team with problems here. As we see the crosstown team, the Mets, having major problems, making ours look like nothing. Really, and Mets are in real bad shape, blowing that 9-run lead last night. The Dodgers are really floundering, and these are teams that are class of baseball right now. And you have the Milwaukee Brewers surging. You have the Blue Jays surging. You have a lot of these clubs here really getting it done. And you see Cleveland without about two of their pitchers, Emmanuel Clase and Luis Ortiz, who are gone with the gambling investigation here. It's the Yankees just it's time to put up. You got to put up, or you're going to go home early. And there's a real good chance here. I mean, I don't think it's going to happen, but there is a good chance that the Yankees don't make the postseason. It's not out of the realm here. And guys just have to play better. I've become kind of. I try to even just kind of tune out what Booney's doing. Honestly, because as we know, it's it is what it is. It is what it is. But when he's bringing in certain guys, we might have our ideas of who he wants to bring in. But when it comes down to it, we're not rooting against him to do good. No matter who it is he's bringing in, has to get the job done. And as of late, it's really been hard to hard baseball to watch here. And I think it's going to get better. I've been thinking it's going to get better for a while now. But like we said, it's been 50 games since we last spoke, on the podcast here. And just want to say thank you to all you guys, guys, girls, everyone for sticking with me, up till this point, follow me up until this point. And we are going to try to get more of the podcasts, pumped out here now. Now that I'm feeling, a little better. It was a challenge to even sit here at this table as I talk to you guys. Not, can't really sit for too long. It's just the lower back. It's just very uncomfortable. Just sit down in general. But really wanted to hop on here, talk to you guys and just kind of just see what everyone's thinking. I mean, it allows me to talk a little bit more. Talk a little bit more here because I found out the other day when we went to the stadium, which was real rough to do it on Sunday. But Emma really wanted to go to the game, and even me, I wanted to go to the game. We sat in the bleachers, we had a ball. But halfway through the game, it was like, okay, just sitting out there in the bleachers, it was tough. And we went to get ice cream, walked around the stadium a little bit, and I was definitely feeling it hurting the next day. But got to try to just like the Yankees, just got to kind of push yourself a little bit here. Push it. We're all beat up at this point of the season, really, and just got to push yourself. And it's not easy if you want to get to the top, or in this case, the promised land. We know what the aspirations are here. We know what this ball club is capable of. And it's not just us with the problems here, but we really don't care about the other team's problems. In the main part, we care about what the Yankees are doing here. And plain and simple, they just got to get the job done. Like we said, off day today, 41 games to go. And, got to win at least 24 of those to get to that 88 mark. Hopefully they win more, but it's not going to be easy. I know, after this little stretch here, they have, the strength of schedule, if you want to say, they, is in favor of the Yankees a little bit, but I'm not one to really, project those type of things with schedules and stuff because, you see, we went to Miami and the Marlins swept the Yankees, and you think of the Marlins as one of the worst teams in the league, and not of late, throughout this time frame here. They've been 30-20, I believe, in their last 50 games, and just have been playing much better baseball, and it just goes to show you that it's possible. It's definitely possible that the Yankees could finish off this season strong. It's definitely possible they can finish off this season floundering. Let's hope not. Like in 1998, they crawled into the postseason. In 1995, they surged through September after being, I want to say they were like 6 games under 500 at one point going into that September in 1995. So crunch time. They just got to get it done. I understand everyone's frustrations with Booney, but they re-upped him before the season. He had a contract extension before this season, and me personally, unless really something drastic happens here, I don't see him, going anywhere. At least next year. I don't see it happening. Really, really don't. I don't want to really hear. I know a lot of I'm real big into free agency and what the team's going to look like next year, but we got games to go here. I don't want to hear too much about what they're going to do in the offseason. My main concern right now, just probably, just like the players, is, winning ball games, winning throughout the rest of the, as many games as they can throughout the rest of the season here. Keeping Giancarlo Stanton hot, because I mean, the way his bat's been going, without him, who knows where the Yankees would be right now. You have Anthony Volpe really starting to come around. The defense in the infield has been, in all more sound. They've just been playing. You could see they've been playing a lot better than the worst it was this season, but they've still got to get a little bit better, and there's still a little bit more to go. I don't know how many times I'm saying it, but it's 41 games to go, and they just got to stack wins, and it's not going to be easy. It's really not going to be easy. The similarities, even too, of just generalizing the next series here, the similarities between the two of the Yankees and the Cardinals here. The similarities are kind of nuts, to be honest with you, and just with the Yankees record alone, of how they're 27. The Yankees are 27-32 on the road. The Cardinals are 26-34. They are 32-26 against teams above 500, and the Yankees are 30-34 against teams who are 500 or better. And the Yankees' record at home is 37-25, while the St. Louis Cardinals is 35-27. So very, very similar. It's just the difference is the run differential. The St. Louis Cardinals run differential is -21, meaning they've given up 21 more runs than they've scored. And the Yankees' run differential is second in the majors to not even now. It's second in the division to. Second in the division to the Red Sox. Yankees have a 90, and the Red Sox have a 93 run differential, which in this day and age, tells you a lot about a ball club. Like, as we saw, with the stats I was running off, the Yankees have the most home runs, and even though the Red Sox have the most extra base hits, it's just a lot of these teams, the good teams, are all starting to bunch up a little bit here. But there's a long way to go with these 40 games. It's a lot longer. It's going to feel a lot longer than you think. Real big rough stretch here. But let's just see what happens. And we'll leave it at that for now. Just really wanted to come on. Get the podcast off and rolling here. But since the last time we spoke, 22-28. Just not good enough. Got to be better, and it's really crunch time here. We'll see if the Yankees can get some help today, but really in the end, the only team that can help them is themselves, and they just have to get the job done and play better baseball. Aaron Judge, we should be seeing, as they're telling us, that there's a good chance he could be in the field this weekend. Even if not this weekend, maybe we'll see him in one of the two games at against Tampa, in Tampa or Georgia and Steinbrenner Field. But mainly we got to get Judge's bat back going, which it's not to come around. But nights like last night are going to happen, especially if you can't score runs. It's easy to blame the manager and who it was, coming in to pitch. But those two can't score the runs. So let's see what happens this weekend against the Rays, and then we'll probably talk before the Red Sox series. And just have a great day. God bless. And as always, go Yankees.
Thank you for listening to this episode of The Beat of the Bronx, a Yankee podcast. You can follow Russ on all social media platforms using the handle @NYYankeeDad. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube.